Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another math lesson with Mr. Hopkins. Today is the final lesson in Unit 5. So we're wrapping up the unit and we'll have a couple of reviews before our test. So here we go. Average rate of change. Average rate of change is just the change in y over the change in x. So we may also see it as triangle y over triangle x. It's the easiest way to write it. The triangle is a Greek symbol called delta, and delta means change. So we subtract our y's, we subtract our x's, and we divide the outcome. And that is our slope, which is also known as rate of change. Later, we will also learn that slope is symbolized by a lowercase m, and it results in rate of change and slope. Okay, number one. Given the function f of x equals 2x minus 10, find the average rate of change from when x equals 1 to x equals 3. So let's see here. We can set up our own little table. That'll help us out. X and y, we have x is 1 and x is 3. So when x is 1, let's plug them into our equation and get the y value. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 10 is negative 8. Plug in 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 10 is negative 4. So I have two y values. I have two x values. Excuse me. We can apply this little formula now for the change in y over change in x. So we have negative 8 minus negative 4. So I'm subtracting my y's, and I went that way. So that means when I subtract my x's, I have to go in the same order, 1 minus 3. So when I minus a negative, it's plus a positive. So negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So this reduces to positive 2. As a fraction, 2 is written as 2 over 1. Okay, find the average rate of change from x equals 5 to x equals 7. So once again, build a little table. 5 and 7. When x is 5, let's plug it in. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 minus 10 is 4. All right, so let's apply our formula. Change in y over change in x. Subtract this way again. 0 minus 4 over 5 minus 7. Negative 4 divided by negative 2, and again I get 2. It says graph the function on the coordinate plane on the right to verify your answer. So y equals 2x minus 10. Well, regardless, let's plot all these points that we know. We know 1, negative 8. We had 3, negative 4. Oops. I'm sorry. Let's erase that one. That's negative 1, negative 8. So I said 1, negative 8. 3, negative 4. We have 5, 0. And 7, 4. So as I graph this line, I know the slope is going up 2 over 1. Watch this. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. So the slope is 2 over 1 every time. All right, let's practice again with number 2. This is a quadratic equation. So the function g of x equals 4x squared minus 3. So now there's an exponent. We can still find the average rate of change from x equals 0 to x equals 2 by doing the same thing. Let's build a table of values. We know x is 0 and x is 2. So if I plug my x's in, once again, I will find my y values. So 0 squared is 0. We just have to use order of operations. 0 times 4 is 0, and then 0 minus 3 would give me negative 3. But for those of us who may make a mistake, let's use our calculator. If we go to y equals, and we type in that equation, 4x squared minus 3, 4x squared minus 3, I can go to my table and grab those two numbers off there. 0 we said was negative 3, and that's exactly what it is right there. 2 is 13. So I can just not really cheat, but let the calculator do the work for us. How's that? So change in y over change in x, finding the rate of change. Negative 3 minus 13. Again, I subtracted that way, so let's subtract this way. Negative 3 minus 13 is negative 16 over negative 2, which equals 8. So find the average rate of change from x equals negative 2 to 0. That's x equals negative 2 and 0. I'm sorry, my computer froze there. But we're back. To get to negative 2, I have to arrow up on my table. So that is 13, and 0 is negative 3. Let's confirm that was positive 13, right? Yes, positive 13 and negative 3. So subtract this way. And negative 2 minus 0. I get positive 16 over negative 2. All right, let me see if I made a mistake here. Because this one I got negative 8. Let's take a look. Yes. Let me see here. Let's look at our table of values again. 0 is negative 3. 2 is positive 13. So negative 3 minus 13 is negative 16. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Okay, all that is correct. Let's look at this next one. Negative 2 is 13. 0 is negative 3. Okay, and I get negative 8 there. Interesting. So graph the function on the coordinate plane, verify your answers. One says positive, one says negative. Aha, that's why. Got it. So if I was to graph this, ooh, baby. So 0, negative 3. 2, 13. That's going to be off my graph up here. Negative 2, 13. Same place. 0, negative 3. So it's going to look something like this. Remember, always use your calculator to take a look at it. What is it supposed to look like? There it is. And that's why it looks like we have a positive slope going that way. We have a negative slope going that way. That's why they were different. So just so you know, average rate of change in y over change in x. Good luck on the practice. If you need any help, you know where to find me.